Good evening. Welcome to the Saddleback College Foundation's 2020 Gala. We come together tonight, as we do every year, to celebrate the unflappable will of our students and the work we do, together, all of us, to enrich and often transform their lives. You know, we considered not having a gala this year, but in the last 8 months, we have figured out how to push aside every barrier the universe put in front of us. You helped us provide continuity of learning and supports for 25,000 students when we went all online. If we can do that together, a virtual gala should be a piece of cake. You helped us fulfill our mission in the face of adversity. This community came together to ensure that students would stay on their educational pathways. Let me tell you some of the ways we did that. 600 professors, many of whom have never taught online, learned how to master online teaching. 1,400 employees, my colleagues, this college, learned how to do everything we do to support students online. They got so good at it that students have asked us to continue these new technologies and online services even when COVID is over. 25,000 students, most of whom had never taken an online class, figured out how to learn online and resisted the allure of the gap year. COVID hasn't beaten Saddleback or this foundation. It has made us stronger. We didn't stop providing emergency grants to students when the economy crashed. We provided more than ever in our history. We didn't close our food pantry to students without enough food to eat when we closed our campus. We provided groceries by drive-through. We didn't stop providing counseling, healthcare, mental health support when we moved all online. We moved it all to Zoom and telehealth platforms in a week, and we now see more students for these supports than ever. We didn't stop caring about the needs of low-income students when we shifted them to all online learning. We loaned out almost 1,000 laptops to students who didn't have decent computers at home. This is Saddleback. We stand together, side by side, stronger than ever, more innovative than ever, more nimble than ever, more resolute than ever. COVID has forced us apart physically, but it has brought us together in important ways. It reminded us of our mission and our shared values. It forced us to find new ways to preserve our sense of community, as we're doing here tonight. And we will emerge from it a tighter community, a more united campus, more confident than ever in our ability to adapt, to respond, to make change, and to flourish no matter what the future holds. You are part of us. You are part of our campus community. You provide program supports that make all of our adaptations and innovations possible. You provide the scholarships that take one of the many stressors our students face off the table so that they can focus on studying and learning. You provide the emergency fund supports that pays for internet access and ensures that students have a warm place to study and sleep and food in their bellies so they can concentrate on something other than COVID. We are all sick of isolation, I know. We all long for community. But beyond our shared yearnings for normalcy, we experience this crisis differently. So do our students. I'm almost a little embarrassed to say that without pleasure travel and eating out and dry cleaning and 5-day-a-week commuting costs, I'm actually saving money, significant money. Maybe you are too. So tonight, from the comfort of our homes, I make this plea to all of us who are surviving this crisis with minimal impact compared to the impact of our typical students. Add up your savings. Acknowledge the comfort we enjoy through good luck and hard work, and invest in the students of Saddleback so that they, with their hard work and a bit of support at their back, they too can see a bright future and the luminous beauty of their own potential. Tonight we will ask you to support our students and to dig as deep as you can, because they need us now more than ever. What you give our students when you contribute to the foundation is beyond mere financial. The funding support carries with it a message more profound than any gift card. That we believe in these students, that we will do whatever it takes to make them successful, as if they were our blood, that we stand beside them and embrace them at a time when we all crave embrace, and that yes, we love them like they were our own. This message has never been more important than it is now, when many of them are struggling to hang on. Tonight, you are part of Saddleback, and you have an opportunity to say to our beautiful and amazing students, don't let go. Thank you for being part of our mission, part of our community, and part of Saddleback. Have a wonderful evening.
Hi, I'm Anthony Ferry. This is my wife, Carrie. We're longtime supporters of Saddleback College. I'm also an alumni as well as chair of the Saddleback Foundation. Not only was Saddleback great for me to help me find my interests in life and give me an opportunity to explore all sorts of different courses and classes before finding my way into technology, but my son as well, my oldest son, following in the same footsteps, not quite sure where he wanted to go at the time he graduated high school, being very lost, for lack of a better term, and the same thing, Saddleback gave him an opportunity to explore a lot of different courses. While he explored tech as well, he found his way in psychology and really found an interest there. So again, it's just continues to reap the benefits for myself and my family and future generations.
That's one of the things Anthony's a little bit shy about, but he always tells me that it was because of Saddleback that he is where he is today. There was a professor who took a particular interest in him, and he took an interest in the class as well. It was a technology class, and at that point Anthony really had no idea where his career was going to go. He had, so many different opportunities and things he was looking at, but that professor taking an interest in him and the work that he was doing really helped him solidify that tech was the route he wanted to go. So he always credits Saddleback for the reason he is where he's at today. As we all know tonight, this pandemic has created a challenge for many of us, and even more so for those who are already in a position of difficulty in getting their education and supplies and things that they need in order to attend Saddleback College. So tonight we really ask you to just dig deep and look into your heart and see what it is that you can do to help us support these students. We are trying to really create as much resource as we possibly can in this next year to assist many of these students who are falling on tough times, not just because of their existing circumstance, but also in addition, this new deal that we're all facing, which is this pandemic. And so anything that you can do, there's no amount that's too small. Whether you're bidding on an auction item or donating, we just ask you to please consider how important this is for these students as well as for our community.
Yeah, the needs of the students have been significant for many years, and a surprise to me to understand a lot of those needs and how pervasive that is across our student body. So tonight is very important. With the pandemic, as Carrie said, it's raised those needs to a level like we've never seen before, and at any level, to the standpoint of helping the students with books, with food, with shelter. The needs span everything imaginable, and so anything that you can give, we really do appreciate it. And the proceeds tonight will go a long way towards supporting the emergency fund to help those students in need.
Good evening, friends and loved ones, and welcome to the 20th Annual Saddleback College Foundation Gala. My name is Zach Crone, and I am your host and auctioneer, and I will hold for applause. It's such a pleasure to be back. I started working with Saddleback 5 years and 11 pounds ago. I'm coming to you live from Saddleback College's own TV studio, and what an amazing setup this is. I am truly impressed with the amazing technical expertise Saddleback offers its students who study TV and film. Now, tonight's event is a celebration of a true jewel in our community. For over 50 years, Saddleback College has been changing lives and bringing dreams to reality. After all, tonight is a culmination of celebration and fine recreation. So if you're here for the cultivations and good vibrations of this congregation, or for the gravitation towards libation conversation or virtual acclamation, we hope that you'll give kind contemplation towards a wonderful donation for the edification and dedication of the Saddleback student population. Now, whether you're an alum, a parent, or a student, or a local business owner, one of our 1,400 faculty and staff, it's clear that you are here because you care about access to higher education and the success of our students. So please make sure your phone is handy to participate in the silent auction and other giving opportunities. You can register with the instructions scrolling by the screen right now. And let's raise our glasses, or whatever we have in front of us, to toast to the generosity of our Saddleback supporters. Let's dream big and give big. It's time to honor the very generous folks for their sponsorship tonight. So please join me In thanking our valedictorian sponsor, Anthony and Carrie Ferry, so very generous. We have our alumni sponsors, Food Tech, Javid and Zore Mockberry. Thank you so very much. The Cardinal and Gold sponsor, Sea Breeze Management Company, Gensler. Thank you so very much. Our video underwriter, Environment Planning Development Solutions, Inc., and our beloved wine sponsor. Thank you so much to Racho Capistrano Winery, and a big thank you to all of our generous sponsors who are listed on the screen as well. I'd also like to welcome Chancellor Dr. Kathleen Burke, the trustees of South Orange County Community College District, and the Saddleback College Foundation Board of Directors. Thank you so very much for joining us. Now, throughout our evening, you will see 4 incredible Saddleback success stories. Each student might have a very different outcome, without investment from outstanding faculty and generous support from donors just like you. Let's meet one of them right now. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Jackson, and I am a proud alumni of the Saddleback College Theater Department. I actually came here for the music department, so I was like, I'm gonna be a musician, and I write music too. So I was like, I'm just gonna go get my my degree in music, and that's gonna be that. I made the choice to switch over to musical theater. Actually, I don't really think it was a choice. I think it was just kind of like, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. This is like what I enjoy doing, and so I kind of just did it. I feel like theater is such an intoxicating art form. It always gets you. Reverend Dr. Scott Farthing, that's his full title. He's just been one of the most supportive human beings that I've ever encountered in my life. He knows how to speak to you in a way that meets you where you are, and he's always spoken to me in a way that meets me where I am. And he understands to the fullest capacity what I'm capable of, and demands and expects nothing less of me, and always has. His opinion and like his encouragement are some of the most valuable in my life. I would say next to like my mom, Scott is like that person, you know, for me.
She was one of the most powerful individuals I have ever had the chance to work with. She is filled with so many extraordinary things and so many extraordinary gifts and talents. And I knew, and I still know, that she is going to absolutely change the world.
For a lot of folks, college is out of reach, you know, and even a more affordable option like Saddleback is still a largely difficult space to exist in if you're having financial trouble, right? I was a part of the Angels for the Arts, and we raised money for scholarships while I was here. That money goes towards students who are actually getting the tools that they need to succeed. And so I think leveling the playing fields and making those things available for everybody that needs them is such an important part of creating the strong and healthy society that we want to see. When we talk about opportunity, for me as a Black woman, that means, do I have the full spectrum of opportunity available to everyone else in this space? Welcome to a place where you as a human will be valued, not in spite of or regardless of the color of your skin, but seeing that as a large part of who you are and what makes you unique and beautiful. Because we celebrate joy and we celebrate uniqueness here at Saddleback too.
In just a few minutes, you will have the opportunity to directly support the mission and programs of Saddleback and change lives of so many people in our community simply by making the kind decision to do so. To demonstrate what we have cultivated and the vital importance that this moment will have on so many families and individuals, please join me in watching the story of Lorraine and Danny Lamone, a mother and son who attended Saddleback together.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Limon. I'm 53 and I got an AA in Spanish and a real estate certificate.
Hi, my name is Danny Limon. I'm 29 years old. I studied environmental studies, real estate, and pre-law here at Saddleback College.
I did start college when I was younger, and I always wanted to be a counselor for teenagers, but you know, I became a mom and things happened, and so it kind of just took me away my path, and I never thought I'd go back. It's been such an amazing experience. The professors have been amazing in all areas, supported me as a returning student after 30 years. The resources are amazing. Going back to college is like, you need that support. So I want to share my experience so people will never give up, because it's possible if you ask for the resources that are there. I'm going to Berkeley, you know. It's like, thank you, God, and Saddleback.
I am a re-entry student, non-traditional, so I am older. And one thing I did not want to miss out on was the college experience. Joining clubs, making friends, being in the honor society, and having it all. That is what I wanted for my experience, and I totally got that from Saddleback. It's never too late. Here I am doing it, and my mom is so awesome, and she's so smart and inspiring, so why not go to school together? And I'm sharing this beautiful treasure that is Saddleback with the most important person to me. It is expensive to live here, and especially in this area, the foundation was able to close the gap. I actually went here for 3 years, and all 3 years I received a scholarship, yay, which is really beautiful. And obviously it's a lot of monetary support, but not only that, it's inspiration, it's feeling belonging, not just inclusion, but that I belong here.
My beautiful son, Christopher Limon, passed away. He was 21 years old. My goal to get my academic degree is to help teenagers, especially those that have mental illness. As a counselor, my son had mental illness, and he had a lot of doctors and a lot of therapists and a lot of medications, and kids need help. They need our love and our guidance. And so losing my son gave me a purpose to help others. I'm not gonna sit back and just cry and be there. I'm going to make a difference and honor my son. And it helps me heal when I can help other kids and families. We got to plant a tree, which is my favorite, and it's gonna give oxygen for the environment. And when I was tired in between classes, Daddy and I would go sit in the quad under shade of tree and just eat our lunch or just take a break. So future students that are coming here are gonna be supported by that tree. And then I can always come back years and years and years, and like, that's our family tree. When I received my first scholarship, it was so emotional for me. Some people don't even know us, but they are willing to give money for us. But the family members of the donors were there, and it was in memory of a lady that passed away. And that touched me so deep, because it really is a ripple effect to generations of people, and that even when they're passed away and they're gone, they're still giving to others, and I think that's so important.
I don't think it would have come through so perfectly if I wouldn't have been here at Saddleback and had the support of the foundation.
High five.
High five.
Woo! I was nervous at first, but you know, I was welcomed with open arms.
I will never forget where I've come from in life, and I'm very humble and grateful to have chosen Saddleback, and for Saddleback to have chosen me.
Gabrielle and Limons have benefited from the generosity of individuals like you. They know firsthand the value and life-changing impact that investment represents. So if you're watching this, then you are on the precipice of something beautiful and meaningful and life-changing. You are watching this because somewhere deep inside you, you know that nothing is more important than the young people we serve each and every day. And it's what we do for them right here and right now that will have a tremendous impact on their lives. It is with your empathy that together we can perform an act of fundamental decency. Everything in our world is different, but the only new ingredient really needed is for the courage of your conviction to adapt for the sake of what's important. This is your chance to be a part of Saddleback's new motto, welcome to opportunity. Not all students come to Saddleback with their needs met. In fact, did you know that each semester, more than 1,000 students don't even have a permanent place to live? They're out there couch surfing, or in some cases, living in their cars. Every day they find themselves having to make impossible choices. Should they buy food, pay for their phone, or put gas in the car? So what if they buy food instead of paying for the phone bill? Well, fortunately, they aren't hungry. But then, if their phone gets shut off, they can't access their online class. Yeah, believe it or not, a large group of students don't even have access to Wi-Fi on a daily basis. They have to rely on their phones to take classes. Other students have to choose gas because they need their cars to earn money as an Uber driver. No gas means they can't earn money, which means they can't buy gas, and on and on and on. So I invite you here and now, if you're watching, to step up and step in to fund a need such as these. So let's dream big together and let's give generously and fund a need that will have a life-changing impact for so many students as possible. We are just a few weeks away from Thanksgiving, and we have so much still to this day to be thankful for. Let's pay it forward. If someone were to give $10,000 right here and right now, you would put 10 laptops with Wi-Fi access in the hands of 10 students. $10,000 can also be used for emergency grants for students who are in a housing crisis without a place to live. $10,000 can help students like Amy, who was renting a room at the start of COVID. And then her landlord, fearful of the pandemic, kicked her out with no notice. She found herself living in her car until the foundation stepped in with an emergency grant. She was able to get a safe temporary housing while she found another place to live. And like Amy, your generosity can keep a roof over the head of so many students and keep them in school. So who would be so kind and so generous to follow the instructions laid out before you in the scroll, to register and to give directly right here and right now? And I know you want to. That feeling you have right now, that compulsion is in you to do the right thing. Everybody wants to do the right thing. That's who you really are. That is your humanity speaking louder than your fear. All we're asking is to act on it, to embrace it, and to honor it, because when you free yourself of fear and stress and worry, your humanity, your true self is revealed. I hope each and every one of you watching reveal it tonight. Reveal that humanity, because it's in these moments of moral decisions in which community is shaped. And you must give your energy, your faith, and your strength to the solutions presented before you today. The path towards our community's endurance takes determined action, and all we ask is that your capability is equal to your capacity. Oh my gosh, Anthony and Carrie Ferry gave it $10,000. Boom, just like that. And we've raised $11,455 right off the top. The numbers are pouring in. This is beautiful. This is your chance to become a part of something cool. We got Erica Vogel at 50, Valeria Ritchie at $500, Kathleen Burke at $500, Diana Ferry with another $100, Kamira and Phil Feldhus at $100. This is absolutely beautiful. Continue the giving. This is amazing. This is a wonderful opportunity. You should all be giving right here and right now. Now's the time. Now's the opportunity. Not all of our students are blessed to be living with their parents. Not all of them have a helping hand. Some are very much so on their own. Some, in fact, are the head of the household. They're raising children. They have kids to support. How tough would it be to be working full-time, to go to school full-time, and to be a parent full-time? The average cost of attendance for students living on their own is over $10,000 per semester. That's for everything from food to housing, tuition, fees, books, supplies, and more. If you could be so kind and so generous to give $5,000 right here and right now, you can cover all school-related expenses and transportation. Listen, I know what might be holding you back. I know that there's that constant balance between fear and worry and bills and stress and doubt. And then there's the other side of you. And look at these. Those donations are coming in. Elizabeth Wathen has given $1,000. Dr. David Kumamoto and Tram Vo Kumamoto with another $100. We're at $12,655. This is beautiful. Just let your humanity take the wheel. Rise to the occasion. I know we've all experienced extreme stress. We've all experienced a high degree of sadness and nervousness at some point over the last 9 months. I don't care who you are. Something happened outside of our control, and it hit us hard, and it knocked us on our tail. We have to decide how we're going to get back up. How are we going to fight this, mold this, and become the change we wish to see? We are actually being given an opportunity to mold the future better than we ever have before, because there is no status quo. We can start here and make something new and special, just like Jeffrey Terry did at $1,000. Attaboy, Jeffrey, I love it. The people who are giving, we got Jenny McCoo and Mark Karp giving at $100, and Glenn and Patty Nutting giving at $100. This is beautiful. All these people who are giving, they are realizing a very cool and singular truth. You are realizing that the single force that can control and change the outcome of a young person's life is you. And just like Jasmine Shoja did at $5,000. That's beautiful. $5,000 from Jasmine Shoda. Price Spider, finding you good prices all over the internet, giving it $5,000. And not to be outdone, oh my goodness, what's his name? Newstick, I hope I'm saying it right. Newstick, what? How do you say it? Nudesic just gave $5,001. Nudesic just gave $5,001. Didn't want to be outdone by Price Spider. Nudesic, just inches up. Maybe Price Spider wants to come in and give another $1,000 or $5,000. Let's find out. Dot and Jim Leach giving it $100. We're at $29,455. This is beautiful. All these people are giving. Maria Gobati is giving it $2,500. I love it. Maria, you just got us over the $30,000 mark. We're at $31,955. Nicola Perry giving at $100. Nikki Mack giving it $500. This is awesome. Don't be the only name I don't read off. Timothy Jamel giving it $150. We are $32,705. This is absolutely beautiful. Keep it going right now. You know why? Because you have the power right now in this moment to change everything for this community. The answer is literally in the palm of your hand right now. You have the power of choice, the choice to rise to the occasion, to respond to a better outcome, a better path, and in turn, a better you. Because generosity is the bedrock by which we value ourselves. Our acts of kindness become the foundation of our character. Karen Orlando at $250. Thank you so much, Karen. If you give it a gift of $2,500, you can fund a full year of tuition, fees, and books. That means that these students no longer have to worry about how they're going to stay in school. Thank you very much to Elliot Stern at $2,000. That's a beautiful, big, generous gift from Elliot, coming in hot. Ben and Marcia Milchick are giving it $150. Donald Leonhardt giving it $250. This is beautiful. Saddleback College, another Dan Kloss giving it $500. Thank you, Daniel. This is very awesome. I'd love to see it. We're at $35,955, getting ever so close to that $40,000 mark. It's beautiful. And I want you to know that Saddleback offers 100 certificates and awards in 40 program areas, whether it's accounting, advanced manufacturing, computer maintenance technology, paramedics, and many, many more. Some of these certificates can be earned in just 2 semesters. That means a student gets into the workforce in a very meaningful career to help their community and starts earning a paycheck they can be proud of in as short as 9 months. That is absolutely incredible. These are good kids. These are good people. These are people trying to make their life a better place. I love Kaver and Mahbub Akhtar giving it $250. This is beautiful. Thank you so very much. I'd love to see it. Be a part of this moment. Choose to focus on the solution, not the problem. Choose to do something positive, something that will have tangible depth and decency towards others. And I promise you, whatever you focus on is what you will feel. So if you focus on health and happiness and joy, you will bring someone who is seeking to create a better life for themselves, and then you will feel all of it. And you will become it because you chose to become an agent of positive change. It's that simple. Whatever you focus on is what you're going to feel. If you want to focus on health, positivity, and growth, and education, now's your chance because you will feel all of it, just like Penny Scaff did at $100. All we ask is that your capability is equal to your compassion. And I know we've all heard that overused phrase, unprecedented times. And yes, that's true. Oh my gosh, Isaiah Henry at $2,500. Thank you so much, Isaiah. We are only about $1,195 south of 40 grand. Thank you so much to Isaiah Henry at $2,500. I think we all know where I'm going with this. We're in unprecedented times, and yes, that's true. But how do we find unprecedented opportunity to achieve unprecedented results? What if the answer was right here? What if this moment is the opportunity to become the best version of ourselves, the most caring version of ourselves, to restitch the fabric of our community? And our youth are looking to us. The people who are watching this, you are leaders of your community. And this is your opportunity to lead, to become a pillar of society and of the community right now. The young people who are counting on us are looking to us to see how we're going to react to this crisis. And this is an opportunity to show them that someone cares about them, that cares about their future and cares about their community. You only need the compassion to act and to change the direction of a life and therefore a community to the desired direction. Just like John Jaramillo did at $150. We're only we're about $1,045 south. We just need one $1,000 donation to come in and another $50 to come in, and we are going to eclipse the $40,000 mark. But for a gift of $1,000, you could fully be supporting one student with books for an entire year. It could also fund a semester of tuition, fees, and books. That's amazing. Rich Rydell at $200. Gretchen Conroy, MD, at $250. Thank you, doctor. This is beautiful. Here's where it gets real special. I hope everyone's listening. Ding, 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 ding. Thanks to the generosity of Anthony and Carrie Ferry, we are very excited and very grateful to announce a $10,000 match opportunity, dollar for dollar. This is a challenge before us tonight. That means if you give it $1,000, it will instantly become $2,000. And we can raise another $20,000 in a matter of seconds just if 10 people give it $1,000. So if you gave it $500, consider giving another $500. But I don't want you to simply see the power of a donation. I want you to understand the power of a decision. And right now, your decision equals destiny for students who are counting on you. Your decision is to give will change their trajectory. Isaiah Henry at $1,000, seeing it doubled, putting us over the $40,000 mark. Is anybody else out there capable and willing to give at $1,000? A lot of you have already given more than that. Isaiah Henry, you've given it $2,500 and $1,000. It's absolutely beautiful to see. If anyone else gives it $1,000, your donation will be matched by the carries. This is a beautiful thing. Now, if you give it $500, oh my gosh, there it is. The match has been tallied and signified. It's a $10,000 match. We're at $50,000, $50,505. That is absolutely amazing. Give it up for Anthony and Carrie Ferry, wherever you are right now. Give them a big round of applause or a distanced hug or whatever people do now. It's crazy. All right. For a gift of $500. Thank you, Anna Marie Gable, for your $250 donation. We keep ticking up. We're north of $50,755 right now. And if you give it $500, you could be fully supporting one student with books for a semester. How many students can we help right now? And don't forget about the match opportunity. If you give $500, you're actually giving $1,000. You should never doubt, not for 1 second, that a small, caring community of people can change things for the better. Because oftentimes, it's the only thing that ever really has. So don't let your mind settle. Our hearts and our souls are called to be more, to give more, to appreciate more, and to make every moment meaningful. That is the gift called life. So I challenge you and I ask you to become the best version of yourself right now, to give opportunity and purpose and hope and education and assurance to these students. Let them know that they're not alone, that there's someone in this community who cares about them and who they are and what they want to become. In times of strife, we must. It is our duty to rise to the occasion and become the best version of ourselves and to not give up on one another. I worry about the apathy. Prove me wrong. Just like Elizabeth McCann did at $1,000, just like Donald Minio did at his $100 donation. Never let the problem, never let the fear limit you from doing the right thing. Let your humanity take the wheel. And it's not where we are. It's not where we've been. It's not what we've been through that determines our future. Our future is determined by where we choose to go. These final two videos feature one of our outstanding veteran students and our current Associated Student Government President. As you will see, Xander De Los Reyes and Adam Brownell are able to follow their dreams thanks to the amazing support at Saddleback College and donors just like you.
I'm Xander De Los Reyes. I enlisted in the Marine Corps at 17. I did a 5-year contract in the Marine Corps, and I finished that in the end of 2017. I took kind of a year off after separation, and I started at Saddleback in fall of 2018, looking for new challenge and new purpose in my life, and even some academic redemption, which I eventually found at Saddleback. What I think some veterans have a hard time with is going to school and being a lot older and having different experiences from your peers who are, 18, 19, 20. In my first semester, I didn't really feel connected with anybody. I was kind of having some difficulty getting assimilated. And what really led me to feel like part of the campus and the culture was the LRC, the Learning Resource Center, and the tutoring provided there. So after 6 years away from just any form of math, I needed to go back and learn these fundamentals again. And all of the student tutors there really helped me, one, get an A in that math class, but B, they really helped me kind of feel like I was a part of Saddleback. That definitely was my first experience as feeling like part of the community. I got a 4.0 my first semester, and that was kind of this moment of realization of saying, okay, you had a poor high school GPA, but the 4.0 might suggest, that's not reflective of your capability, but maybe just immaturity at that time and at that age. And then after I was able to get a 4.0 my second semester, I started to feel more confident in my abilities, and it was kind of a positive feedback loop. The better I did, the better I felt about myself, and the better I felt about myself, the better I did. I took a philosophy of ethics class, and that kind of tiptoed into jurisprudence and looking at case law. And that is kind of what introduced me to the idea of studying law and of jurisprudence. And that was the first time that I considered pursuing law school. It was in my second semester that people started, pushing for scholarships. All the faculty were saying, it costs nothing to apply, you never know. And that's when I first became familiar or aware of the Saddleback College Foundation. I had never felt like a student worthy of scholarships. When I got the email telling me that I won 2 scholarships, I didn't really know what to do or how to react initially. It really does have a rippling effect. I mean, I'm sitting on Princeton's campus right now, and a lot of that was made possible, by these donations. What they really lead to is peace of mind, which I think when you're a young college student, peace of mind, it makes all the difference. I'm confident saying that 17-year-old Xander would not have imagined a world or a path in life where I was getting into Princeton University.
My name is Adam Brownell. I'm the ASG president, and I've been at Saddleback for 3 years. I grew up predominantly in Orange County, but I lived a couple years in Costa Rica for 2nd and 3rd grade. In my experience, there's less emphasis on school and more emphasis on sports. I played a lot of soccer there, and there's a lot of community there. Coming back into America, I wasn't very good at school because I didn't speak the language as well as other students. So I fell in love with drumming, something that I felt competitive in. And then that love and admiration for the craft grew and grew and grew. I think my passion for drumming replaced my academics because I was getting validated and getting attention in that world, and I felt like I was missing that in the classroom. But I kept going to community college and kept failing, but kept trying because I wanted it really badly. And then I came back to Saddleback and then joined Scott Farthing and his choir. And the first whole year I was at Saddleback, I just focused on music, but I wasn't confident that I could do general eds, and I thought that I would just fail them. So I just took music classes, and it became this whole thing about community and holding each other accountable and relying on people and being relied on. And it was really new to me because I hadn't felt that since Costa Rica. So I fell in love with the choir and I excelled in the choir. When I transitioned from music to taking GEs, I actually felt really confident because of all the validation that I'd gotten from the choir and from Scott. And I had so many friends and so many people that I could study with, and there was a community, so I just felt good about it. I took 22 units that semester and I got all straight A's. And then the next semester I took 20 units again, a bunch of honors classes, and did the same. In a similar fashion to Scott Farthing, Emily Quinlan definitely reinstated the confidence and gave me validation in that same way. So I view them as like just two people that really helped shape who I am now. When I joined pre-law, it was in search of the same thing that I have from choir, that community. And I found that, and she was the advisor at the time. She was like, you could do this. This is something that you can manifest and something that you can attain if you just set your mind to it. I'd never applied to any scholarships before, but my econ teacher encouraged me to apply, and I actually got one. And I was so excited. Yeah, I think it's amazing that the Saddleback Foundation helps close the equity gap and helps break down non-academic barriers, because a lot of students are dealing with a lot more than just school, and it's wonderful that they can help and assist students in need. So to the donor that funded my scholarship, I would say, I appreciate you. I'm filled with gratitude, and the gift that you provided me is going to go a long way, and I'm so grateful. To me, Saddleback means opportunity. It took the validation of others to help me, but now I feel like I can walk by myself, and I'm confident, and it just took a place like Saddleback to help me get there.
As someone who grew up in the shadow of Saddleback in San Clemente, one thing that I've always loved and appreciated about this school is it being a melting pot of everyone from all over, how it accepts everyone, how it offers opportunity to everyone, and how it honors a commitment to the community. The way in which we honor that commitment is through your generosity. The way we show our gratitude to the veterans in our community looking to give themselves a better life in the civilian world deserves our utmost gratitude. And speaking of gratitude, a $20,000 donation has just been made by Javad Mokberi. That is an absolutely credible. I'm usually not at a loss for words. That is beautiful. Javad Mokberi, thank you so very much. Let's hear it for him. That's absolutely beautiful. A $20,000 donation. That is incredible. Absolutely beautiful. We're at $72,080 in part, and in large part, thanks to Javad Mokberi for that amazing donation. Thank you so very much. I would love to see us crest that $75,000 mark. The match is still out there. And if you give it $250, you could provide books for 2 classes, gas for a month, and groceries for 2 weeks. And you know what? And I'm sure Javad understands this better than most people. I've never met a single person in my 10 years of fundraising. I've never met a single person who said, you know what, Zach, I wish I had given less. It's never happened. And you know why? It's because they realize that there's a reward. There's a deeper purpose. When you give, you achieve a higher level of understanding, a higher plane of living. You realize when you give generously, when you give it any amount, in fact, you realize that happiness is true wealth. Inner peace is true success. Health is the true currency. And kindness is the true joy. As you continue to give at any amount that you find meaningful and inspirational for you, I want you to think of our program like this. When a hurricane hits, we all give to the relief effort. We're all moved by those beautiful voluntary acts of kindness and community we see on the news as individuals pull each other up and rebuild. Well, this moment is no different. COVID-19 is the hurricane of our society. And in its wake, beyond the disease itself, has left a path filled with uncertainty, most notably for our youth. Therefore, we must forge ahead. And you must choose to rise to the occasion and become the best version of yourself that is proud of your choices. Like Scott Gale did at $150. Thank you so, Scott. Beautiful to see these big, beautiful donations. Every amount is meaningful. And you might be thinking on our final level, what could my $100 do? Well, for one, if 10 people were to give $100 right here and right now, that would equal a full year of textbooks. And if I can get 5 more people to give, we could support another student with textbooks for an entire semester. Or gas, groceries for a week. Now, whether you've given already or you haven't given yet, or you've been waiting for that perfect opportunity to give or give again, now is that wonderful chance to make something truly remarkable happen. We're at $72,230. Imagine if all 300 people registered and watching gave at $100. We would have another $30,000, and that would put us over the $100,000 mark tonight. And all you have to do is ask yourself a very simple question. Can I give $100? Will I still be okay if I give $100? Can I still pay my bills, feed my family, keep a roof over my head, or get a latte if I give $100? Of course you can. Can you give $100 and know that it will change someone's life for the better? Yes, you will. And if you can, you should. Continue giving now and into the future, as the Fund a Need will remain open until Monday at 9 p.m. I promise you, it's a decision you won't regret. You'll have the opportunity to give in various means, and if you wish to give anonymously, feel free to contact any one of our support staff at the Saddleback Foundation Center, like my good friend Aaron McHenry or Dana Taylor. They put on a wonderful show, and they made it entirely possible for this event to happen, as well as the wonderful staff who are here in studio with us, making this all possible and safe while physically distanced. Thank you so much for giving. Continue to do so at any point. And now it's time for me to give something back to you and announce the winner of tonight's golden ticket. Can I get a drum roll, please? Congratulations, and thank you to all of you who have given, like Donna Pribble at $50. I'd love to see the donations still come in. The winner of the golden ticket raffle is Alana Rosenberg. Alana Rosenberg, congratulations. You remember, you get to choose between one of 2 amazing trips, either Mammoth or San Diego. Or if you're not interested in Mammoth or San Diego, I'm sure we can give you a Greyhound bus ticket to Fresno, California, where you can enjoy things like Applebee's and Chevron gas stations. I think did they get a Starbucks? Yeah, they just got a Starbucks in Fresno. If I were you, I would choose Mammoth. Snow just around the corner. Congratulations to Alana Rosenberg. You'll receive a call from the foundation next week with all the details of the trip that you have chosen. On behalf of the wonderful staff who have put together this fantastic show, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you who are supporting and continue to support, like Randy Totrop at $100. Thank you so much, Randy Totrop. These are beautiful acts of donations. We're at $72,380, just about $2,500 and change south of that $75,000 mark. Remember, it's not too late to participate. Silent auction will remain open until 9 p.m. on Monday, November 23rd. Now, before I say goodbye, I want to invite you to watch a 30-minute concert by Saddleback's finest in the Performing Arts Center programs. Stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other. My name was Zachary Crone. Good night.
One, two, up.
danced by one of our jazz composition students, Miss Olivia Aoki, and she also plays trombone in the big band when the big band is happening, which it's not. We are
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the sweet, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It finds his hand, and they ran through his fingers like grains of sand. But one little star fell alone. Then the Lord God hunted through the wide night air to find the star alone in the air. And he stated and promised to take special care so it wouldn't get lost again. Now a man don't mind if the stars grow dim and the clouds blow over and darken him, so long as the Lord God's watching over them, keeping track how it all goes on. But I've been walking through the night and the day till my eyes grow weary and my head turns gray. And sometimes it seems maybe God's gone away, forgetting the promise that he made that day. And we're lost out here in the stars, little stars, big stars, blowing through the night. And we're lost out here in the stars, little stars, big stars, blowing through the night. And we're lost out here in the stars, in the stars.
Hi, my name is Randy Tutorp, Athletic Director. I want to welcome you to the newest opportunity here at Saddleback College. I'm going to take you on a tour today of the stadium complex. When we look at this stadium and we think about the various types of competition that is going to come here, high school CIF championships, community college, and even USA level track and field or professional opportunities, it's important to understand that we have a dual-sided stadium that can seat both home and away at a capacity of 8,000 fans for all of these types of events. Our press box level is extremely unique in that it has built-in, isolated, and dedicated units that can handle radio and television broadcasts, live stream broadcasts, a complete media suite for local media, local and state media, coaching rooms for the various types of functions that occur during an athletic event, and even both a multi-purpose room and a VIP suite that can be utilized for all kinds of different fundraising opportunities. Why is that a big deal? As we are here in the heart of South Orange County, we know that this is going to be a destination site, not only for community college athletic competition and also CIF local high school championship competition, but we know that this is going to become an attraction for possible Olympic trials and all sorts of different professional level activity in a stadium like this. One of the most impressive features of this complex has to do with the real estate, really, and the commitment to put in top-of-the-line field turf across 4 fields. So When we look at that and what that means, we have 2 dedicated practice football fields, a dedicated soccer practice field, and then a full competition field. This is Division I level. This is top of the line accommodation, both to serve the student athletes that are here on campus and the community. Our track and field is IIAF certified, 9-lane, and one of the most impressive track facilities I've seen in all of the state of California. I've never seen a throwers park dedicated to 2 fields to this capacity. We simultaneously can run every single track and field throws event. So that means you can be having hammer event, javelin, shot put, and discus all running off at the same time. The stadium comes with a host of top-of-the-line amenities that you would expect, starting with dedicated team rooms, officials rooms, training rooms, ticket booths, concession stand, and really top-of-the-line audio video. One of the exciting features within the stadium is the 40-foot by 20-foot Daktronics LED scoreboard. What we're able to do now is we're going to be able to live stream our games so that you can watch simultaneously the field or the screen, as well as a lot of different opportunities in terms of potential movie nights for the community, concerts, and various attractions that we can utilize this space for. Thank you for joining me here today on this virtual tour, and we look forward to hosting you here in our complex sometime here in the future.
dolce un bacio ti
We got a call to write a song about the war in the Gulf, but we shouldn't hurt anyone's feelings.
Boom, boom,
So we tried, then gave up, 'cause there was no such song. But the trying was very revealing. What makes a person so poisonous righteous that they think less of anyone who just disagrees? She's just a pacifist, he's just a patriot. If I said you were crazy, would you have to fight me? Fighters for liberty, fighters for power, fighters for longer turns in the shower. Don't tell me I can't fight, 'cause I'll punch out your lights. And history seems to agree that I would fight you for me. So we read and we watched all the specially selected news, and we learned so much more about the good guys.
boom, boom.
Won't you stand by the flag? Was the question unasked? Won't you join in and fight with the Allies? What could we say? We're only 25 years old, with 25 sweet summers and hot fires in the cold. This kind of life makes that violence unthinkable. We'd like to play hockey, have kids and grow. Fighters for Texaco, fighters for power, fighters for longer turns in the shower. Don't tell me I can't fight, 'cause I'll punch out your lights. And history seems to agree that I would fight you for me, that us would fight them for we. He's just a peacenik and she's just a war hawk. That's where the beach was, that's where the sea. What could we say? We're only 25 years old, and history seems to agree that I would fight you for me, that us would fight them for we. Is that how it always will be?
A house with love in it is rich indeed. Although there are 1,000 things that house may need, the carpet may be old, the room so spare and bare, it's beautiful, it seems, when love is living there. A house with love in it just seems to bloom, as though the month of May were filling every room. So darling, through the years, with all my heart I'll pray. A house with love in it is where we'll stay. A house with love in it just seems to bloom. And though it seems 1,000 things, it just will bloom. So darling, through the years, with all my heart I'll pray. A house with love in it is where we'll stay. A house with love in it just seems to bloom, as though the month of May were filling every room. So darling, through the years, with all my heart I'll pray. A house with love in it is where we'll stay.
I'm just with my friends, and there's things we like to judge. Next thing you'll find you're reading about yourself on a plane. Oh, we'll just keep looking, 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 looking. And love me, yeah. If that's what you wanna do, oh, yeah. And love me, yeah. If that's what you wanna do, oh, yeah. You've been reading about yourself on a plane, favorite thing. Caught up in fashion, caught crashing in panache in a bag of bash for passion. You got a beautiful face, but got nothing to say, oh. You look famous, let's be friends and pretend we possess something important. And do the things we like, meaning we just come to represent a decline in the standards. I what we accept, yeah, 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 no. And love me, yeah, yeah. If that's what you wanna do, oh, yeah. And love me, yeah, yeah. If that's what you wanna do, oh, yeah.
2, 1, 2, All right, how about that by Kobe Tazwell. Thank you, Kobe.
Lightning strike inside my chest to keep me up at night. Dream of ways to make you understand my pain. Clouds of sulfur in the air, bombs are falling everywhere. It's heartbreak warfare. Once you wanted to begin, no one really ever wins in heartbreak warfare. If you want more love, why don't you say so? If you want more love, why don't you say so? Drop his name, pushing and a twist and never again. Watch my face as I pretend to feel no pain, pain, pain. Clouds of sulfur in the air, bombs are falling everywhere. It's heartbreak warfare. Once you wanted to begin, no one really ever wins in heartbreak warfare. If you want more love, why don't you say so? If you want more love, why don't you say so? Just say so. How come the only way to know how high you get me is to see how far I fall? God only knows how much I love you if you let me, but I can't break through it all. It's a heartbreak. I don't care if we don't sleep at all tonight. Let's just fix this whole thing now. I swear to God, we're gonna get it right. If you
mistakes. Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right, you decide what's good. Just remember, someone is on your side, someone else is not. While you're seeing your side, maybe you forgot they are not alone. No one is alone. Hard to see the light now. Just don't let it go. Things will turn out right now. We can make it so. Someone is on your side. No one is
Falling Grace featuring our rhythm section. Beautiful, gentlemen, thank you so much. We're going to continue now with another student composition from the Jazz Comp class last spring. And this is by a student who I think was the first time he wrote a jazz piece. He's more of a classically oriented composer. Pardon me, his name is Paul Olson, and Paul actually won the $1,000 scholarship from Dr. Weston for his classical composition for a string orchestra, I believe. And I heard it was really, really cool. It's a little bit scary too. Anyhow, this one's a pretty one, and it's called Re-Vision. Re-Vision. Paul Olson, world premiere of Revision. Like I said, we're delighted and honored to be the first of many concerts that we'll have for you this fall from the Division of Fine Arts and Media Technology. And keep your eye peeled for all the cool things coming up. I know we're going to try to have something with our applied students at the very end, but there's a lot of other very cool things coming up with the dance department, who is now, yay, a part of fine arts finally instead of athletics. Not that we dislike athletics, we just like the dancers over here in fine arts. I'd also like to take a moment to let you know that the Fine Arts and Media Technology Division is being steered, the ship is being steered by excellent hands and Dr. Farthing, and we appreciate not only his, well, he's a great musician, but we also appreciate his great skills, people skills and administrative skills keeping the ship running. It really makes all of our lives a lot easier, particularly in what all of us, I'm sure, consider these challenging times. I'd also like to thank our guys from CTVR, our television and movie division. The techs over there are really great. That's Matt Broday and Randy Van Dyke. Thank you guys so much for everything you do, and especially for all the extra hours you put in this summer for the Saddleback Live Arts thing, which we will be continuing this fall. So that we just decided that was so much fun this summer, we're going to continue that this fall, so stay tuned for that too. And also, of course, our lab technician, the guy who's here before and after we are and running the sound during the show, Mr. Kevin Mowry. Thank you, Kevin. It's great to see these guys again. We're all stuck at home, as you know. And once the horn players, once we get done with this, we'll put our mask back on. So don't worry about that. It's just impossible to play the wind instruments with a mask on. I actually did try it at a lawn concert, and I punched a hole in one, but then I realized that I had to stand there the entire time with the trombone on my face because I couldn't take it off. So that it was safe, but sort of uncomfortable. And I'd also like to have a shout out to Scott Rogotsky, who's our other music lab tech, who's been really helpful with a lot of technical stuff in these challenging technical times. All right, we're going to close out the concert with an original of mine. And I thought I would do this since I play in a trio with Kendall and Trey. And I thought it would be fun to do one that we normally don't get to play with the entire jazz faculty. At home, we will assume you are thunderously applauding for Ron Stout, Jerry Pinter, Adam Bravo, Jamie Rosen, our special guests on drums, Kendall Kay and Mr. Trey Henry on the double bass fiddle. And I'm Joey Sellers. I'm the Director of Jazz Studies here, for better or worse, mostly better. And we are looking forward to performing for you as long as it takes for us to all get back in person, which we look forward to. This is a tune to close out the concert entitled Gravy Crisis, which actually the title came from Thanksgiving, so it's just around the corner.
Thank you.